Today, we are reacting to an older song from Ed Sheeran called Small Bump. It was written for a friend of his who had a miscarriage, and it's kind of a heartbreaking song. I've only listened to like
Thanks
half
for
of the first verse.
Spoiler alert!
It's not a spoiler.
You just
because
spoiled it for me.
Actually, the ending is changed from what I've read from the actual thing that happens. I've only listened to the first half of the first verse. I want to hear the rest of it. Let's go.
Spoiler alert.
You're just a small bump unborn. In 4 months you're brought to life. You might be left with my hair, but you have your mother's eyes. I'll hold your body in my hands, be as gentle as I can. But for now you're a scan of my unmade plans. A small bump. In 4 months you're brought to life. Whisper quietly, I'll give you nothing but truth. If you're not inside me, I'll put my future in you. You are my one.
All right.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the way that he just transitioned from the last line to the one right before it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
That was an amazing transition. I was touched by that musical transition that he did there. That was awesome.
So Ed Sheeran is a very good musical artist. I like a lot of his stuff. This song feels very Ed Sheeran.
I don't listen to a lot of Ed Sheeran, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, this feels very Ed Sheeran, this song. It's like quintessential Ed Sheeran feel. But I love the idea. He's obviously a new dad or soon to be dad, thinking about, okay, you're not inside me. I don't have that connection with you, but I can put my future into you and making you succeed.
Yeah.
In just a few more months, I'm going to be holding you. Right now, you're just a picture to me, but soon I'll have this connection. And it's I remember being a new dad or at this stage 5 years ago, sitting there going like, hey, it's only a few months out. I don't know how things are going to change, but I mean, here we go.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a weird feeling, that emotion.
And only, and you can wrap your fingers round my thumb and hold me tight. You are my one and only. You can wrap your fingers round my thumb and hold me tight.
Okay, one thing that just kind of hit. In this music video, you see kind of this, a person walk by and then they just kind of fade away. And if you've ever been at an OBGYN for like a normal visit, you're not there for very long. You're not in a hospital room. You're not there for a whole long time. So the entire song seems to be alluding to something more here than just your routine visit.
Yeah. And this is the part where he sings about the baby wrapping
Fingers around the
fingers
thumb.
around the thumb. First of all, when he hit that thumb note, I mean, that just pierced my soul. But second, man, if you guys have kids, when they even when you have a bunch of them, when they grab your thumb or your finger with their whole hand and you're looking at it and you're like, wow, you got tiny hands, you know?
You're so little.
It's like so nice. It's so special.
Yeah.
So my littlest, she's like, I don't know. She's 0. I don't count
Not
in
a year
months.
yet.
Anyway, she's 0 years old. And she was holding on to my wife, and like her foot was even like pressed up against her, like she was clinging on, like with her foot too, and everything. Funny story though, we shaved my boys' heads.
Yep.
And the baby, who's 0, old enough to be able to like not die if she gets bacteria in her mouth. So for the people wondering that, she felt their heads. We didn't shave. We just like buzzed it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And she felt his head, and she was like, she licked his head. She licked his head, and then like she kept trying to do that, just like kept trying to like get down and like lick his head. She'd like lick his head and then smile. She'd be like, anyway, it probably was like less creepy than I made it look, but it was beautiful. It just there's a lot of like wonderment in babies. Like they're special. They're so special, and we gotta care for them and love them and take care of them. And
my youngest is in one of my favorite stages, which is the stage where they're walking and they're starting to run, but they're not stable really.
So you like to watch them fall down?
So no. So when they're going downstairs or when they want to go somewhere fast, they have to hold your finger while they're running so they can keep themselves up. That's one of my favorite stages.
You'll be alright. Ooh, you're just a small bump, I know. You'll grow into your skin with a smile like hers and a dimple beneath your chin. Fingernails the size of a half grain of rice and eyelids closed to be soon open wide. A small bump. In 4 months you'll open your eyes and I'll hold you tightly and tell you nothing but truth. If you're not inside me, I'll put my future in you. You are my one and only.
So the way that the music is structured, and also when you take into account, like you said, the scenery, the tone of it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
The dim colors, the posture of how he's sitting. It sounds like this should be like a joyous song, right? But it comes off more subdued. It comes off more somber. Yes, like even the way that his scales are built, like it's very like mellow and somber. Like, why does this song sound so sad when he's talking about like
something so joyful,
the joys of life and birth and all that stuff?
Well, and if you look at what's going on around him, there's like someone who's injured, can't walk. It looks like he's been stabbed in the stomach. You've got like people walking, probably grandma who's on her last legs out the hospital. But then you've also got a little kid running past joyfully. Yeah. It's the funny dichotomy of being inside a hospital.
Right. And yeah, I mean, man, like if that's not where some of the most challenging moments come from, is inside a hospital, whether you're waiting for somebody or you know something's going to happen or something just happened. And man, like waiting in a hospital is just that's the place where it just eats at you, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And there's it's nice that a lot of hospitals, like the one by my house, has a little chapel meditation room in it.
Yeah.
You can go and sit and think and pray and whatever you need to. But
they built a nice chapel in that one. My uncle, who passed away a couple years ago, was in charge of building that building, actually.
He built the chapel there? Or he built the whole hospital?
The entire hospital. He was the guy in charge of it, yeah.
That's a big hospital.
It's huge.
Anyway, yeah, man. Like, whatever it is, right? Like, hospitals are where scary things happen. There were miracles happen, but there were scary things happen.
Yeah.
And, like, just that feeling of, like, okay. It's something. If you know, you know. That's all I'm saying.
I think just about everyone in the first world probably knows.
Yeah.
They've been through it for someone.
And you can wrap your fingers round my thumb and hold me tight, and you'll be alright. And you can lie with me with your tiny feet. When you're half asleep, I leave you be right in front of me for a couple weeks, so I could keep you safe. 'Cause you are my one and only. You can wrap your fingers round my thumb and hold me tight. You are my one and only. You can wrap your fingers round my thumb and hold me tight. You'll be alright. 'Cause you were just a small bump, unborn for 4 months, then torn from life. Maybe you were needed up there, but we're still unaware. That's why.
And there it hit. The heartbreak. And then the somber tone hits in the last 2 lines.
Yeah. It's almost the last line. It's just...
And it doesn't like fade off. It hits you with it. And then, like many of the very talented artists we've reviewed in the past, they hit the most powerful moment, fade away, and let you feel it. Ren does an excellent job of that.
Yeah.
Let you sit in that. Let you think about it. Yeah, and this song was written for his friend who had a miscarriage. Was very excited. So there's a lot of joy and excitement in a new child coming.
Yeah.
And especially if it's one that you've been wanting for a while. And from what I understand, his friend did, and then they had the miscarriage. And that's where the somber tone came from. The whole song, singing about something so joyful. 4 months. It was just a small bump. You're only a few months away, and then you've just been torn from life. And now what do we do? And that hits hard with a lot of families. I'm sure some people who are watching this or have heard this song have been through it before. Mm-hmm. I've never been through it myself, and knock on wood, I don't ever have to. But to those of you who have, my heart goes out to you. But a beautiful song.
Yeah,
beautiful.
That was a beautiful song. Like I said, I don't listen to Ed Sheeran very often. This song made me want to.
Yeah,
he has an absolutely angelic voice.
Yes, he has a beautiful voice, and
the
a
way
lot
he's
of
able
his
to do
music
his
feels like this.
Yeah, and his runs are just so beautiful. Like, I just don't know what else to say about it, you know. And so my wife's a therapist, you know, and yeah, a lot of people come in to see her about this stuff.
Yeah,
because it hits. It's real. It's your child. You know, I think a lot of times nowadays, and I'm not gonna get political here, but a lot of times nowadays, I think that people cheapen life, and we look at babies and things like that as a burden or some kind of thing we want to just get rid of or conveniently just make go away.
Beyond that, I mean, I think we know you're kind of talking about like abortion, right? But then there's also like you have countries that are starting to have medically assisted suicide that's heavily recommended for like depression.
Right.
And yeah, the cheapening of life is not something I appreciate.
Yeah. And so I feel like culturally there's a lot of that push to just continue to cheapen life. But the thing is, when you're connected with somebody, doesn't matter how much somebody else devalues that, you will feel that.
Yeah.
Because that's like when somebody touches your life, they become a part of you, whether it's a friend or family member or your child, especially your child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to see your child to feel your child.
Yeah.
And you guys know what I'm talking about. And so it does hurt when something like that happens. And I really love how he was able to share this, and the imagery.
The imagery was perfect.
You know,
like you could see he's stressed, he's sitting there, and so many people are coming and going as he's singing about something joyful. And if, like I said, if you've been through the OB/GYN appointments, they don't take that long. It's not like people moving in and out. You don't see someone go into the emergency room because he's been stabbed and then he fades away and you're still there. That's not how it's supposed to be at those appointments. They're fairly quick, routine. This was something different, and it was hinted about from the tone and the imagery from the start, and it was just beautifully crafted. Some songs, or songs that I think are really the ones that hit me hard, are the ones that can craft a music video that beautifully, and I mean beautifully, portrays the message of a song and enhances it.
Totally.
BTS is really good at this. This song was amazing at that. The Warning's Disciple was really good at that. There are lots of songs out there that when their music video is on point, it just takes it up to a whole new level, and this was there.
Yes, absolutely. This is great. this is one of those ones I want to sit and think about.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
go check out our video by Ren, because I think that exemplifies what you were talking about with just giving you the moment. So check that out and subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you next time.